Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Always so happy to find you here. I do upload on Mondays and Thursdays and a short philosophical upload on Fridays to kick off our weekend. Welcome to any new subscribers. It's my delight and pleasure to have you here. Hope you stay for a good long while and bring a friend with you next time. I am going to probably have a two-part to this video. And the first part the first part will be prefacing why I'm even addressing this topic, this person. And then the second part would be about it. So this is a preface to part two, which I'll upload on Thursday. And it's regarding all of this talk and all of the news and all of this drama and what it is with P. Diddy right now. And so let me preface why I'm pitching in this little itsy bitsy piece to that, which you'll hear on Thursday. So tune back in on Thursday and hear my views on that subject. But to preface that, I want to remind that if you haven't seen it or if you're not familiar with my channel, go back to the beginning of the year where I talked quite a bit about, and I made quite a few videos about Katt WIlliams saying that we are in a time of truth right now. This is the age of truth, is what he called it when he was interviewed on Shannon's Shay-Shay podcast. And boy, was it true. I mean, it's just the floodgates just kind of just like opened up. And I really celebrated the fact that it felt like truth was being liberated. I've always been a person who really absorbed and grasped and embraced truth. Not that I'm so honest, not that I'm like some honest Abe or anything like that, but in work and in life in general, but specifically in the kind of work I do, I have found that it's been very difficult to get to the truth and that I have had to use many methods unnecessarily, but in many methods to get to it so that I could make what, in my view, would be the best, absolute best recommendation, suggestion, um, turning the wheels in the right direction. I always say, if you reach a point where there's a crossroad, turn right and go straight ahead. Okay, that's all my way of resolution. That's just for me, my way of resolution. If you get to a point where you have to make a decision, you're not really sure, we don't know the best approach to this next. I always go turn right and go straight ahead. Don't go to the left or the right, just go straight ahead. Now, there's a lot that goes to that, but that's not what this video is about. What this video is about also regarding the truth that Katt WIlliams talked about, I also did several. I want to say maybe, whoo, what, 4 or 5 this year alone on the topic of karma. Now, I'm not a karma expert or anything like that, but I do understand the trends of it. I do understand people's behavior. I do understand how it comes for a delivery that you can't pray it away, you can't spell it away, you can't ditch it or dodge it. Karma comes for its time to serve its purpose. And good, bad, or indifferent, because everybody say, oh, they're getting that karma, they're getting that karma. As if karma is a negative thing. Karma can also be a positive thing. It is, to me, that which you have sown, have reaped up. Look at those palm trees behind in my backdrop. They are so tall and beautiful and elegant all together, even one standing alone, the one standing alone there. But they didn't get that way overnight. They didn't get that way without the roots, and they didn't get that way without what's underneath everything, the stability of them. Because I look at sometimes when there's a hurricane, you can actually see the palm trees swaying, but rarely do they ever break because their strength is in the basement. And they're just tall and lean. And I think there's such a skinny little pole. Where's the strength? The strength is coming from the roots, which are in beneath, which is in the basement. I've done many videos also where I refer to the basement of a person. If you want to get to the truth of a person, you got to go to their basement, not what they're showing you, not what they're telling you, not what they're um, prepositioning or proposing to you, but who they truly are. The things that is in the basement of the person is a reminder of how and what extent someone might go to, particularly in this case. Now, having said that, so that's the preface. The truth, the karma, and the basement of the person is the preface for this particular video. What I am saying regarding that is all of these uploads and these TikToks and these videos and these YouTubes and these interviews that are constantly going in, people are now pounding in on Diddy. I'm not here to subside or to protect him in any way. What he did was an awful thing. It disgusts me to even think of it. And I had a video on that. It disgusts me to, I don't know, a single person created that would be okay with it. So let's just say that. The point I'm making here is karma and truth doesn't need your participation. If you don't have a thing to do with it, you don't have a thing to do with it. Karma does not ask you to help it out. It don't need its boys with it. It doesn't need an amen corner for it. It doesn't need a cheerleading squad. Karma comes along. It doesn't need anyone who are out there trolling, trying to get 1 million people to hear what they got to say about Diddy next and who can get the hottest next thing next on him and all this as his life is being destroyed, I'd say. Karma doesn't need the assistance. And the truth has karma's back. That's just how it works. The truth can be as calm as I'm speaking right now. It doesn't yell, it doesn't demand, it just presents itself. This is what is meant by the truth shall set you free. And so as I see this, I'm reminded of how a person can come for a person now that they're down. And I think to myself, and I get it, like I said, I am in no way supporting him, but I am saying to myself, why didn't you have a voice before this? You have a story now. Why hadn't you brought it out? Or you were a part of his crew before. You were a person who took these women to heal in private, and that makes you complicit. And everybody knows complicit is my worst favorite word. Complicit means you had the ability, the authority, and the wherewithal to do something about a thing and didn't. You had the ability, authority, and wherewithal to do something about a thing and didn't. So you're a coward. You see. I've been hearing a lot and watching a lot. I try to follow to some degree. I try to follow. I'm not absorbed with this, but I try to follow. And I hear all of these security guards and all of these bodyguards that work for him and all the dirty deeds he used to do. You didn't say anything then. You didn't think about these women as your own sister, mother, aunt, daughter. And we can say, well, they're adults, they were okay with it. Not to the point where they were asking to be relieved or to be let go or were no longer okay with whatever it is they were asking. All of this is now, again, this is just a preface to what I want to upload on Thursday. I got something for you. But it's when people come out in their droves and they have their opinions. And although they may be valid now, where were you then? Although you may be speaking now, why didn't you speak then? Is what I'm saying. The so-called inner circle, the inside folks, where were you then? Is what I'm saying. So that would be it. The truth and the karma piece of it is, to me, is coming together and has arrived. It does not need your assistance about how horrible and dirty that person was. And so I'll final with this. I'll say this. Unless you are just deciding to refuse, no, not refuse. Unless you are deciding, yeah, that's true. Unless you are deciding to refuse to accept this truth, there you go. Unless you are deciding to refuse to accept this truth, this reality that we're all seeing now has always been there. Diddy didn't create it. He inherited it. He was made the king of that ship. Somebody else was king before he got there. You think he created this from scratch? Come on now. Hugh Hefner was a heifer of his own. Trust and believe that. So I'll just leave it that way. So the fact that it exists is one thing. The fact that it's being made known in the way that it's being made known so openly is another, which is where we are right now. Not justifying it. I'm just saying it is what it is. A thing is what it is. And we can't just make the horribleness of one person, which is the horribleness of this one person, the owner of the horribleness that it exists. Because after all, it's in the basement. It's been in the basement all along. We just all of a sudden got dropped into the basement for a room with a view for ourselves. Is all it is. And how wild we are at it. So hold tight and see what's going to happen. But nobody needs to knock anybody further down. They're already down. Let things fall as they may, is what I'll say. Tune in on Thursday and I'll give you the part 2 of this, which is the topic of this issue, not the pounding. This is about the preface to the pounding and why others are getting involved and you've not nothing to do with and you're coming out, all of that. That's what this is. Stop yourself. Okay? If you've gotten this far, please click like, please click subscribe, and I'll see you on Thursday. Have a good one. Good night.